Yo, what's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about Hydrapple EX, which honestly is one of the most fun decks for me to play right now. We're just going to get right into the cards that we're playing. We got the Hydrapple EX coming in at a beefy 330 HP, which is actually super sick. You'll notice obviously it's a grass type, which is really good against Charizard EX, but we'll get into that later. Right off the rip, we've got the ability Ripening Charge. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic grass energy card from your hand to one of your Pokemon. If you attach energy to a Pokemon in this way, heal 30 damage from that Pokemon. So that's a very, very cool ability. We can start healing ping damage and stuff in a format where that's very common to see. So that's very nice. And then for 2 colorless energy, we have Syrup Storm, which does 30 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each grass energy attached to all of your Pokemon, active and bench. So in order to do that, we are playing 4 of the beloved Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. We've all seen this card before. It's in Raging Bolt. It's in a bunch of other decks. We've got the Teal Dance ability. Once during your turn, you may attach a basic Grass Energy card from your hand to this Pokemon. If you attach energy to your Pokemon this way, draw a card. So, very cool ability. We're both getting energy into play to help beef up the attack from the Hydrapple EX, and we're also drawing a card each time we do this. So, very, very cool. And at a worst case, we've got the Myriad Leaf Shower for 30 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each energy attached to both active Pokemon. So we can accelerate a bunch of energy and either beef up the Ogerpon's attack or the Hydrapple. So to get this bad boy in play, we are playing 4 of the Applin. We are going the 40 HP Grass Applin right now, and you'll see why in just a second. We've got 1 of the newest Diplin, which has really no major significance. 90 HP is fine. Coded attack is like fine. And then we've got 1 of the Festival-y Diplin, mostly because of Do the Wave. The 20 times each of your bench Pokemon can be pretty cool, I guess, in a setup scenario. But we're not really relying on having the Diplin out because this is a rare candy build, which we will see here in just a second. And then lastly, we have Pheasantipity EX, the Flip the Script ability. Once during your turn, if any of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you may draw 3 cards. So that is very nice in getting set up, especially when we have little Applins running around that are probably going to get knocked out pretty easily in this current format. Moving on over to trainers. So this is a Arven heavy build. We've got 4 Arven and then just a bunch of other things that we can get off of Arven. But I did say we were playing the Grass Applin for a reason, and that is because this is a bug catching set heavy build. Bug catching set, we're playing 4 of these. Look at the top 7 cards of your deck. You may reveal up to 2 in any combination of grass Pokemon and basic grass energy cards you find there and put them in your hand. Shuffle the rest of the cards back into the deck. So very, very good there. We've got Arven paired with Buddy Buddy Poffin. We've got 1 TM Evolution to help try to get things into play and evolved as fast as we possibly can. And then we've got a bunch of other usual suspects. We've got 1 Earthen Vessel if we need to really dig for the energy. But most of the time, you'll see the bug catching set will do a pretty good job of either netting us some energy or those grass Pokemon. We've got 3 Ultra Ball, usual suspect. We're running 4 rare candies. Obviously, we want to get those Applins into the Hydrapple as fast as possible. We've got 2 Super Rod and 1 Superior Energy Retrieval, in addition to 1 Night Stretcher for our recovery options. So very good there. We've got a Prime Catcher in unison with 2 Boss's Orders for all of our gust effects that we need. We're on 3 Iono here for a little bit of hand disruption, plus sometimes we want to get some things cycled kind of back into the deck. And we've got 3 Nest Balls, so very much a setup deck. Get things out onto the bench as fast as possible, and then get them evolved up and into action as fast as possible. On top of that, as you might expect, we're also playing 14 grass energy because we need a lot of grass energy in play for both the Ogerpon and the Hydrapple to get effective attacks. So nothing crazy to write home about as far as the build is concerned. Just lots of recovery options, lots of setup options. Let's get into some gameplay. But before we do that, guys, if you like the content, be sure to go down there, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. The support means a ton and it helps a lot in pushing these videos out to other people who might like this type of content, and it helps grow the channel even more. Let's do this. Alright, so it is Tails. We will choose to not go first. I don't know. Going first feels fine, but I still think it's probably correct to go second. We do have Arven and TM Evo. We're starting with an Ogre Pawn, a Nest Ball, 2 Bug Catching set. Not bad. And another, I already said Nest Ball, but yeah, not bad. As long as we, the only thing to do here is we kind of want to tread lightly because we don't want to draw into the Diplin because that's obviously not good. Because if we want to TM Evo into it, you know, having it in your hand is not ideal. So we'll see what we're able to do here. It looks like we're either playing against Roaring Moon EX, which I've seen still running around, or just like an Ancient Box type deck. So they've got their lone Roaring Moon in the active right now with the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, which buffs the HP, and their Earthen Vesseling for 2 Dark Energies. So they got Secret Box. They're going to get some stuff, but they've got to really dig for it. Luckily for them, I wish we could. We don't have Donk potential. We cannot get 3 energy onto the Ogre Pawn turn 1. It would be sick if we could, but we can't. This is where I would be really curious to see if anybody's done a build with like Energy Switch in it at all. I think Energy Switch would be really, really good in this deck. It's hard to work in because the deck is so... The list is so tight. But I think Energy Switch would be really cool. So if you've seen a list with Energy Switch, let me know in the comments. But I think Energy Switch would be really sick. So let's go. I think Nest Ball here. We'll take a look at what we've got. First of all, we got the 4... We got both Diplin. I think I'm probably grabbing an Ogre Pawn here. We've got 3 Hydrapple. We've got the whole thing. We've got the TM Evo. We're kind of just chilling. So what we're going to do here is we're going to Arven first. And we will grab Buddy Buddy Puffin. TM Evo. Seems pretty good. We will Buddy Buddy for the Applins. Watch us Teal dance right into Diplin. Because that's just my luck. Another Nest Ball is fine. We grab another Applin, I think, just in case something funny happens. I'm going to Bug Catching set once. Double Energy is pretty sick. I gotta really tread lightly here. I'm only gonna do the 1 Teal dance, and then we're moving on. We got a Nest Ball. I think we'll leave that one hanging. I don't want to draw any more cards quite yet. I almost hit end turn there. We're kind of autopiloting this, so I'm not here to show you how to play correctly, okay? I'm here to show you what the deck is capable of doing. But if you like seeing grade A misplays, be sure to go follow me right there, twitch.tv/PokeDubz TCG. We're streaming there and here on YouTube on the Shorts feed every Monday through Friday. Doing a lot of TCG content. A lot of other Pokemon content too, shiny hunting, all of that kind of stuff. But a lot of TCG stuff. Been playing a lot lately. We'll see what they get. They've had kind of a rough start. They really, really had to dig to get things set up. Not even to get things set up, just to get another Pokemon on the bench. I did see, though, that they had a Sada's Vitality. So they can attack, but I don't think they're going to be attacking for, like, a lot. It doesn't usually take a lot for them to be Vengeance Fletching for, you know, like 210, but they either passed or they just voluntarily gave up. Either way, I'm here for it. So we will evolve one of these guys into the Hydrapple, and we are kind of just gaming at this point. We'll Teal Dance, a Grass Energy. Unfortunately, this has kind of been my luck with this deck video today. I'm either getting like non-games of Pokemon, or I'm getting just absolutely destroyed because I am not allowed to play the game. So we'll just start doing things, and we will Leaf Shower for 300 damage. because the Roaring Moon is weak to grass, so that helps. Let's see though. I'm willing to bet our opponent's just not there. Though no, they showed frustration, so they've got the Pokestop. I'll give them a Sympathy Sage. They ripped their Radiant Greninja into the discard pile, which is not good. Yeah, this is definitely not good for them. I think they're on the verge of collapse. No, they're gonna Night Stretcher. They know this game's not over, so that's the thing, guys. Like, there's no need for them to scoop here at this point. It's not looking good by any means, but they are a single prize deck, and they can get to some high damage output. So, like, they're already hitting for 130, which is pretty good. So what we can do is Teal Dance. I could heal 60 damage off of this, but that's just not enough, because if they're hitting for 130... yeah, that's just not going to be enough. But that's fine. That is totally fine. I think we just go for the knockout here, honestly. I don't really need to overstretch for anything. I've got a Hydrapple with 1 energy on it. We've got another Teal Mask loaded up. I think we're okay to just go ahead and hit here for 360. Knock this guy out. And then, I mean, if they get the other energy, they're able to take a knockout, and it's a tie game. So, like I said, they're definitely not out of it. They are going to have to make sure they get something else on the bench. They toss another Roaring Moon there, which is really rough. They're going to Pokegear. They're really trying. Shout out to my opponent for actually giving it a go and, you know, trying to do things here. They got the Flutter Mane down. So they know they're not completely out of it. It's not looking good, but they're not completely out of it. They've got a Night Stretcher, so they're going to get the energy back. They're going to take 2 prizes here. So, you know, that's good. That's good. There's an important lesson to be learned from our opponent here. Now, if this is a best of 3 at a regional, maybe there's an argument for scooping at some point, but I appreciate their effort in continuing to go here. So I think what we do here is we promote the Hydrapple because it's a big chonker. We have the other one there, which is pretty cool. We'll just go ahead and evolve it. I think that's fine. We have 3 energy in the discard. I think I'm okay here going for a Rare Candy and an Applin at this point, because I'm not going to need those. We've got 3 of these energies. We can attach for turn. I mean, we can grab another Teal Mask. I think that's probably fine. We draw some more cards here. We'll Teal Dance. Onto there. We got a Super Rod. And we can also just Ripening Charge this Hydrapple and energy onto there. So, very easy to get a ton of energy into play. And then we're going to Syrup Storm for 480 damage because of the weakness. So we're hitting for 240 there with not a crazy amount of energy in play. So that can kind of show how quick you can get the Hydrapple to hit for good numbers. They've got the Flutter Mane. They got a Nest Ball, so they're continuing to go. They've got another Roaring Moon if they have a way to get this out of the active. Oh, their Pokestops have not been great. So they got a Great Tusk and another Flutter Mane that they ended up tossing there, but they did get something else. They're going to go Explorer's Guidance, see what they can get off at the top. We'll see what they got. They need some things here. I think Professor Sada's Vitality probably would have been what they wanted there instead. They, again, you know, they tossed some valuable stuff there, unfortunately, so not looking great for them. But at the same time, though, they're tossing valuable stuff, but it's also a lot of ancient stuff, so that Roaring Moon could still be doing, like, an insane amount of damage. I think at this point we don't have any energy there. I'm going to go ahead and Iono them. Make sure that those 5 cards that they got, maybe they were really good, maybe they were really bad. Who knows? We'll go ahead and Syrup Storm for 240. Knock out this Fluttermane, go down to 2 prizes. And it, like I said, with something like Ancient Box, they get a Sada's Vitality here, they could attach Return. If they get another knockout, like it's a tie game again. So it could be anybody's game at this point. They are living on the top deck, which is rough, but yeah, we'll see what they're able to pull off this turn. They hit the Pokegear, so I would like to think they hit a Sada's Vitality here. They whiff the Pokegear. That's rough. That is really rough. I'm going to give them my condolences. They hit a Professor Sada's Vitality out of the Pokestop. Not looking good for them. So they're going to Boss's Orders something. The most obvious statement I think I've ever made. I mean, that makes sense. You know, they see that as, you know, being the highest retreat cost. They probably wouldn't expect me to maybe have an energy in my hand, but we do. And with that being said, we will just attach for turn, and we will Syrup Storm for 540 damage. Now that one, Ancient Box kind of locked itself out of the game there, but, you know, we'll take it, especially against a single prize deck. Alright, so heads is the coin flip. Our opponent is deciding our fate. See if we're going first or second. Our opponent will go first, so that probably tells me we're playing against another Dragapult. I've been facing Dragapults a lot, which is fine. It's not a great matchup. We're playing against some sort of Lost Box. Interesting. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure how this could go. It depends on what kind of Lost Box we were playing against here. I haven't been seeing a ton of Lost Box. We've got the Buddy Buddy Puffin. I would assume we're going to see some more Comfey. Do some flower selecting shenanigans, as they do. We got a Jet Energy on the Comfey, so they can get all 3 flower selectings off this turn, which is pretty good for them. Let's see what they get. This might just be like a genuine Lost Box. They might have like the bear being Blood Moon Ursaluna. I always like to just call it the bear. But they got a Water Energy and a Boss's Orders, so we'll see what they're able to get. This is Lost Zone Giratina. Interesting. Okay. I'm not exactly sure how I feel about that. I guess we'll see. We've got 3 Applin. Both Diplin are in there. We've got the Hydrapples. We've got 1 Buddy Buddy Puffin. Okay. Let's see what we get off of the bug catching sets. We got an Applin. The Giratina could be scary next turn. We'll see. It's going to take a fair amount for them to get there. They could easily lost Impact. I want both of the energy here, I think. Little Teal Dance, another one. Yeah, it could be scary. Lost Zone Giratina could also just kind of step on its own foot, as it has done in the past. But we'll see. Actually, drawing into the Arven there was crazy. I wouldn't have hated playing Iono, but we will take this. I think what I am going to do, though, if I'm being completely honest, is I'm going to attach an energy to this Applin, attach the TM Evo there, and get this Ogerpon the heck out of the active. We're going to go ahead and, I think, TM Evo both of these little apples on the bench. And I think this is probably the best case scenario. So obviously now they could come up and just like Cramorant this Applin, but I think I'm totally fine with that. I think I'm definitely okay with that. We'll see what they're able to get. They do have Colress. I haven't seen a Lost Zone Giratina in a long, long time. They have 10 cards in their hand. They've got 5 in the Lost Zone, so they're 2 away from the Mirage Gates being online, which, again, isn't something I've seen in a long, long time. They were able to Moonlight, or not Moonlight Shuriken, they concealed cards, a Psychic to draw 2 cards. They've got 6 in the Lost Zone now, 1 Boss's Orders down, which is actually really worth noting. They're going to go into another Comfey. They're going to have their 7 in the Lost Zone. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens here. They got 7 in Lost Zone, 11 cards in hand. They got 2 water in the discard, or in the Lost Zone, which I think tells me they're not going to be able to Moonlight Shuriken, which is really good because it's something that I didn't actually consider until just now, which would be horrifying because they would get, you know, probably both Diplins. So good thing there. They've got the Giratina, so they might be working on a play to bring up an Ogre Pawn, but they were just getting it prepared, which is fair. Definitely fair. Let's grab this energy. And we will Teal Dance, I think, there. We've got a bug catching set, which is pretty good. I think a Hydrapple there would be pretty good. They're not that far away from getting kind of what they need for the Star Requiem, which is kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie. Got a rare candy. I was really kind of hoping to find a Gust option because I feel like we could get pretty close. Nah, not really. I think I definitely need to do something about their hand. if I'm being honest. That's a lot of cards. Now, of course, we draw into the Boss's Orders. That's fantastic. I love that. And I think, honestly, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do the wave. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why do the wave is sometimes fine. It's not great. I might as well also Ripening Charge onto the Hydrapple. I would say their possibility of popping off next turn and getting the Giratina to knock something huge out is quite large. I'm like fine with taking a knockout here, but they have 7 in Lost Zone. They've got 2 Comfeys. I'm sure they have a Chorus. They could Star Requiem the Hydrapple, which would be pretty devastating. But we'll see. We'll see what sort of shenanigans they can get going on. They've got Sableye. Sableye could allow them to take out the Diplin and the Applin. We'll see. Which I think is the way they're going to go here. They've got Chorus, so they're going to have 9. But they have not Flower selected yet, so we'll see what they're doing. They're going to have their 10, so they are going to be able to Lost Mine, which is quite scary. They'll take 2 prizes, but I might be able to capitalize on that and take out that Giratina, which would be kind of cool. Because then we don't really care about Sableye damage, honestly, at that point. So they will take 2 prizes here. Yeah, they're going to go 8 on the Diplin, and I would imagine 4 on the Applin. Seems to check out. But I'm going to do everything I can to punch for 280 on that Giratina there. Because then I don't think we really care about what else happens at that point. So we've got 2 Grass Energy. An Earthen Vessel is actually sick here. We'll Ripening Charge onto this guy. So we'd now be hitting for 180. We'll be hitting for 210, 240. We're almost there. We could Pheasantipity. Let's see, we can... Yeah, let's just toss the Buddy Puffin, I think, is fine. We'll grab 2. Because then we can just Teal Dance over here. If we could get like another Ogre Pawn, that would be really sick. Let's see, we're hitting for 240, 270. Let's go ahead and flip the script and draw 3. Oh, another Ogre Pawn is huge here. Is huge. Okay. So we will Teal Dance again. We would like to draw more energy. Yay! So we actually got there. 270 on that is crazy. That is absolutely wild. So we'll take out the Giratina here, which is crazy good. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised we got there. I think I'm fine. Super Rotting, some more energy, maybe another Applin back in. I don't see us getting another Hydrapple setup, just because it's too risky. The Sableye is obviously just going to capitalize on that, but maybe... Nah, we don't need to do that. Let's go ahead and just Syrup Storm for 300 damage, and send the Lord of the Underworld to the discard pile. Take 2 prizes. That seems pretty good. Now, I don't know. We might still very much lose this game. It is still only 3 to 4 prizes, so we'll see. Luckily for us, we can at least eradicate 3 of the damage counters that they're putting on. So it's going to take them a little while to get to where they need to go. Obviously, Hydrapple's huge, and we just take... I think by the time we take our 3 prizes, it's going to be too much for them. They do have Ursaluna, which, you know, can hit for, you know, a lot of damage. It could take out literally any of the Pokemon on the bench, so there's that. We will easily get the return knockout, though. I'm pretty open to them attacking with the Blood Moon Ursaluna, because then we just have our guaranteed 2 prizes right away. Well, not guaranteed, but it's definitely not going to be too big of a stretch to get there. So they're going to Mirage Gate to the Comfey to retreat, I would assume. So they need 2 energy on the Ursaluna to attack right now. We've only taken 3 prizes. And they've got a Jet on the Ursaluna. Okay, that's fair. Do they have a Gust? They do have the boss's orders. They're probably going to take out the Ogre Pawn with the 3 energy on it. They're going for Pheasantipity, which seems really bad. Because they're guaranteed to take 2 prizes here no matter what. Taking Pheasantipity, sure, it cuts off my draw potential. However, the one thing to consider about that play is I'm now hitting for the same amount of damage I was before. And so I don't really care about that. Now, the scary thing is, yes, sure, Giratina can get loaded up and probably just, you know, Star Requiem me, whatever. That's fine. But we will see. We're going to try to make it as hard for them as possible. So we are hitting for 300 here. We're going to Iono. And hopefully they just don't have what they need the next turn. They could very much just Star Requiem, and they've got the world in their hands. But we're going to try to make sure that that doesn't happen. We're going to Teal Dance. Got another Iono. And we'll just Syrup Storm for 330 damage. So, I think I would have liked to have taken out the Giratina there. Because the Giratina is capable of, you know, doing a lot of shenanigans here. So we'll see. If they have it, they have it. If they don't, they don't. They have Colress here. All they have to do is get a way to pivot the Comfey. They need a Psychic Energy, and they need a Giratina V star. So the likelihood of them having it is quite high. But this was a narrow game, nonetheless. They're going to conceal cards. They can draw more cards. They can also still Flower Select. They've got a lot of options to see a lot of cards here. We'll see if they're able to pull it off. Either way, I'm thinking this one goes. It's important to see, you know, that decks can still function, but they can still lose due to close games. So this one might still make it in the video, even if we do lose this one. I have a feeling they've just got it. They've got 2 Psychic Energy in the discard. There's none in the Lost Zone, which is a bummer. They've got Switch Cart into a Comfey, so they're going to dig even more. That told me they don't have it yet. I'm curious what they could get off of the Flower Selecting that would get them there, though. There's a V-Star in the discard. There is no V-Star there. They're going to Artisan. Curious to see what they could grab here. They're probably just using the Artisan to look through the deck to see if they have the pieces that they need. Yeah, it comes down to the wire here. If they just have the Psychic Energy and the V-Star, and now a pivot out of this Comfey, they can just Star Requiem the Hydrapple and win the game. But we will see. They got another Comfey down. They've got the Giratina V-Star. Do they have a way to get the Psychic Energy? The Psychic Energy and the pivot is what they need. So that'll be very interesting. They've got Super Rod, so it's getting dicey here. It's getting very dicey. And they just passed the turn. Oh my gosh, they didn't get there. So that's actually crazy. We only need to take 1 prize here. We're not going to BM them. We could just boss out the Giratina and, you know, flash the fact that we just have it. But we only need to take 1 prize to win the game here. That one was really close. I was probably going to put that in the video either way, even if we lost. Because sometimes it just comes down to whether your opponent just has it or not. And in that case, they didn't. Guys, that's going to do it for today's deck profile gameplay video. I haven't done one of these in a while, so definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought of this one, what you think of the Hydrapple EX deck. It might not be the greatest deck in the format, like, by far, but it's actually a lot of fun to play, and I think it's really fun for newcomers to pick up. You just draw a lot of cards and you hit for a lot of damage. It's pretty straightforward. But if you did like the video, guys, be sure to go down there, hit the like button. Again, leave me a comment letting me know what you thought of the return of gameplay videos to my channel, and of the deck in general. And also be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We passed 5,000 subs, and we're just shooting for the moon at this point. So let's see how far we can get. But until the next one, guys, keep being awesome, as always, and we'll see you then. Peace.